What's up, guys? Mega Bleeder here with another episode of Dusty Hell. Between the episodes, I was doing some work, so I'm gonna get you caught up on that, and then we are gonna start working on some progress. Let's get started. Okay, so I'll start with some simple stuff here. I did kind of redesign the mob farm a little bit. We've got a mob crusher here. Hostile creature. Quiet. Game just sounds really quiet to me. So this has been running for a little bit, so we've got a decent amount of mob essence here. This will likely be useful if we have to do any mob spawning. I have had the mob duplicator here bookmarked for a while, but I've got all of our drops being pumped out into crate, and then that's being distributed between this drawer controller and this trash can that's got some filters set up on it. Mostly the mob farm from this, I need ender pearls, so if at some point we're not getting enough ender pearls, what I'll do is put a mob duplicator with enderman in there. If I take a look on this little platform here, we can see got a decent amount of cursed earth in there, so we'll cover that up with anything there. Actually, one of the things that we'll be early on is spawning some withers, because my armor is still taking a beating. Even with unbreaking, the durability is taking a beating, and I don't want to have to like swap out upgrades and stuff like that. So we are going to some mending books, which need nether stars. There might be a way we might be able to get mending. Wonder if there's an item specifically that really only takes mending. Like, if we made mom's spaghetti, apparently. Maybe we could, like, spam through and find mending this way. If there's, like, an item in particular that really only takes mending. The paint can. Bone helmet. That has a lot of different enchantments. If there was... maybe a trumpet. Let's check that real quick. Why not? Probably one in this trash can. I might even get a trumpet through here that has mending on it. It might make sense for me to have all these items cycle through through the disenchanter first. I don't know. Let's see. Just do a real quick enchantment. I did have to go back to the moon to get some more meteoric iron. Because, no, apparently we can't enchant that. It can take enchantments, but we can't enchant it. Interesting. So we'll just throw it. Because this is like an item, or it's like a weapon. We don't need that. So that was the mob farm set up. I also crafted up some of the telepath blocks that's here. So I had to craft through the travel anchor to be able to get this, but this will let us travel back and forth between much easier. We just need power and resonant ender. So I've got a reservoir here with a bunch of that in it. It's just melted down ender pearls. I did do some reorganizing here through our crates. I had a bunch of stuff that's kind of just useless. Our old armors, some quest rewards, broken spawners, stuff like that we don't really have a use for, that doesn't need to sit here kind of clogging up these crates, because these were getting pretty full. I didn't do really any work over here, but the factory has seen quite a bit of remodeling. So we got these guys set up here, automating our transistors, our capacitors, our empty PCBs. So all that stuff is running. The impulse hoppers, I don't remember if this was in the last episode. Maybe I should have checked. The impulse hoppers work in the way that once it gets enough items in its input, it gets this kind of green light and then pushes it down into this. And these guys, the fishing poles, really like to try and pull me down there, but they kind of fun. So that is pushing items down into these impulse item ducts. I was having some issues with this because I was just trying to hopper into the pressure chamber interface, and it was not working all that well. So now this impulse hopper just pushes into this duct, and then over here I have a filter for green plastic. Over here I've got a filter for compressed iron. And that's the same way. Over here we've got iron, compressed iron, and redstone to be able to make those, and the same concept here. I do have these set up, these drawers, with a redstone upgrade, so it emits a signal as it is getting more and more items. So you can see here, I can there. This redstone is a power, like that's a power of 3, and then 2, and then 1. And I've got the impulse hopper set up to be active without a signal. So when these drawers get some items in them, it will output a signal. And honestly, I could probably take these upgrades out, and that would our buffer even higher. We can see this guy in action. Got a full inventory, so it's going to output the plastic, the redstone, pressed iron. I have it output locked, which stops the impulse hopper from sorting items down if there are items in the slot. So when I was just using the hopper, it was pushing out too many items, and it was kind of clogging up the pressure chamber. So now it will just push plastic, redstone, and compressed iron into the different interfaces, and then it gets exported through the output one here. That gets moved. This one out as well. This one's not a big deal, because this setup is faster than this. This is pretty slow. So we've got completely automated basic control circuit, so that's very important. We've got the printed circuit boards. We've got a little bit of a backlog of the capacitor and the transistor there. This is all completely automated. This is our plastic automation. So we've got cyan, black, and green. These get automatically filled up. Currently, this is just a huge drawer of cactus. Down here, I do have an automation, but I don't know that we'll actually get through all of this cactus. And if I do, I can just swap out the drawers, and that'll be fine. This is just white plastic. White plastic does not take dyes to work. And then I've got a black hole tank here just storing plastic. That way these guys can continue to run pretty much forever until we have issues with our LPG there. And this looks like it is weird, but it just needs to be like up. That's all of these pipes. I'm not sure why they're doing this, but if you update it, then it shows fluid that's inside of them. Over here, this is a compressed iron. So each one of these has its own recipe. I probably could have done all 4 of these pressure chambers in one large 5x5 pressure chamber. Not sure if I would have been able to supply enough air pressure, though, to be able to run all the recipes at once. Maybe. This was a little weird. I don't know why. Oh my goodness, there is so much green plastic in there. It's a problem. This, I don't know why it's... don't understand. Unless these are also, like, messed up. But it's whatever. It works. I set up some more platforms for some automation. So I've got some pulverizers over here getting us lead, platinum, silver, tin, copper, and electrum. I've also got an automation here making pulverized obsidian. That pulverized obsidian is getting induction smelted with lead to make hardened glass. So we've got all that there. I believe the obsidian had some other optional recipes. Is this no, it? I feel like there was another recipe that the obsidian. Oh yeah, here basalt's powder. Yeah. So I wanted to have a backlog anyways because eventually we will use this to make the tectonic petroleum, which will be used to make petroleum dust, which will be used in the Empowerer to make mana dust, which will be used to make metals, which will be used to make the ultimate control circuit in the future. Over here, I do have automated signalum, lumium, and etherium. That's redstone. This is the glowstone nanoparticles. Over here, this is ender pearls. So this is not completely automated because I do not have the ender pearls hooked up to this system, which is hooked up with item conduits. I had to go back to the moon to get more materials to make the electrical steel. This takes the conductive iron, which takes the meteoric iron. So I had to go back and get some more. Ended up getting 2 stacks. That should be enough to carry us through until we get to Mars. Over here, I automated the fluxed electrum. So we've got our electrum blend that's coming from over here. That gets pushed through the energetic infuser. That goes into the induction smelter with pyrotheum dust, which is being automated here. I'll go for that. Pyrotheum dust, we are compacting blaze powder into blaze rods. The blaze rod gets pulverized into blaze powder and sulfur. That blaze powder is actually being split between this compactor, which is on auto pull, and this has a push to the left and to the right. So when this is full, it'll push it back into. It's actually balanced out pretty well, I would say. Once we get the blaze powder and the sulfur, that's automatically being pulled into this vat with some destabilized redstone. And that makes the blazing pyrotheum that gets pumped into the blaze powder. That makes the pyrotheum dust. And then that pyrotheum dust gets used here in this induction smelter and also in these 3 induction smelters. Why is the tin? Yeah, this is weird sometimes. So the way this works. Is this silver? Silver. Because this should, with this upgrade, should designate 2 slots for the crafting, and for some reason. So that's kind of fixed up now, as long as the conduit is fast enough. I thought this was backed up, but apparently this will back up and then this will back up. I don't know how it got mixed up like that, but that's those. The nanoparticles are just clay and glowstone, and you actually get the clay back. So it only costs glowstone to get this. So we just have the 1 clay in there, and then we're pumping in glowstone. That does go into here, so that gets pushed into this drawer. And then with all of the resources that we're making there, we've got plastic, we've got the printed circuit boards, we've got the fluxed electrum and the control circuits. We are automatically crafting the advanced control circuit. So here we've got 512 of those. Here we've got 256 of those. So all that's running super good. And that lets us like really push into having the industrial machine chassis at our fingertips. Eventually, if needed, we can make the machine frames from RF tools. I don't know that it's going to be necessary. The crafter would be nice, and the builder would be nice. I don't know that I'm going to use the builder, though. There is the option to use the builder on Mars. I don't know that I'm going to be doing that. I think what I'll just end up doing is taking my drill and then filling up like 1 or 2 drawers, because the Mars, let's see, Mars stone can be pulverized into cobblestone, and the cobblestone can be pulverized or sag milled into the cobblestone, or the cobblestone can be pulverized or sag milled again to get the raw meteoric iron, and then that can be pulverized again for another chance at raw meteoric iron. That can be pulverized again for another chance. So if we have like 2 drawers of this, we can use these guys here. These give you an additional 25% chance to the secondary outputs. So for this, if we put 2 of those in there, it's going to be an 80% chance, or if we put 3 of them in there, it will be a 100% chance at raw meteoric iron. So each time we run the Mars stone through, we've got 1 there, 2 there, 3. So each Mars stone is 3 meteoric iron, which then turns into our conductive iron. So I don't think that we'll need the builder. I'll probably use my drill, or I'll try the EFLNs, because if these can break the Mars stone, that'll be a really, really quick way to gather a bunch of that. We'll just take a full inventory of these, and we'll just go full explosive mode on that. That, I would say, is everything that I did between the episodes. I'm not sure if I had Skystone already set up over here like this, but I do. I did move our obsidian from here to here. Take care of our pulverized obsidian there, but that's pretty easy to deal with. What I want to do today is push into getting to Mars. We're going to go to Mars today. So we're going to need the heavy-duty plates. Now, these, I believe, we don't need those just yet, but to make the tier 2 rocket, we need 10. So to make these plates, we're going to 30 signalum, lumium, irium plates. But we do get 2 extra, so we only need to craft T. If we go upstairs, craft, or we grab 28, we'll have to go and put these into... Can we melt these? We can melt these. So that's probably the faster way to do it. We can swap out the plate cast. Okay. Should just be able to throw these in here. Didn't melt. Yeah, so that's good. That's going to get us our heavy duty plates to make our tier 2 rocket, which is pretty simple. Everything else we've already crafted. Booster, we haven't crafted this, but it's a little bit of plastic. This is all stuff that we already have. So we will be going to Mars. I did already make the thermal padding. We do have to make some super hot drinks. Do I have hot drinks? Okay. Take 4 of these guys. And I think I have some in back as well. Because it is very cold on Mars, allegedly. And what we need to do is take this fluid transposer, and we're going to put those in. Now this guy should, yep, the super hot drink. I'm going to turn off input here. So it stops putting blaze powder in there. Hot drinks. So we're going to need a bunch of super hot drinks. That's going to be so that we can survive. And oh, apparently that wasn't the right thing for hot drink versus this hot drink. Oh, it needs the tempered flask for some reason. What's the difference between this super hot drink and this super hot drink? Don't know, but we do have plenty of stuff, so we we'll get one. You know what? And if we take this guy, we can fill it with water, purified water, and it needs to be purified water. Okay, that's. Oh, oh, these are breaking. Got it. Okay. Interesting. Do they break if they're in my backpack? Or they only break? I think that's why you need the tempered flask. I think they take damage. So we can take these guys because I do have purified water over here. Those in there. Bill? Drop that in there. A little slow, but it's fluid transpose. Not really. And then these will need to be cooked. Then we fill them with blazing pyrothene. Probably just turn that. There we go. Could end up in here. Fantastic. Okay, so I should be able to cook these guys. Yep, and that's going to make a hot drink. How are our plates doing? Plates are almost done. Hot drinks. Goes into super hot drinks. I'm going to rebuild this a little bit as well. This doesn't need to be as bulky now that we have conduits. I'm going to switch these to a double drawer so we can put the pieces and the chunks in the same drawer. That'll be able to compact that setup. Bits. These guys here. Actually, quite a bit faster, I would say. This will keep us nice and toasty. Frigid temperature. Space. Oh. Oh, is that these breaking? Very confused. Very confused. Interesting. Okay, so put those in there. That way they're not driving us crazy with glass breaking. Our next quest wants this thermal padding, which I'm hoping. Yeah, okay. Thank goodness. We got extra oxygen. So all we're going to do is get these plates. Let's put thermal back on. So we'll take our plates now and we'll throw those into plate machine. 28. Is it still casting them out? Okay. Okay, so that should be all the plates that we... Yep. Then I just need to get our nose cone, our rocket engine, one of each of those, and then boosters and 4 rockets. Okay. Let's get... All right, awesome. I'm going to get that stuff gathered up, and it's just stuff that you don't need to see that. So I think I gathered up everything. Get our rocket. Boom. I don't need the extra storage, so we'll just take that guy out. Nice. We got another cake. Fantastic. Cake tower. This we can get rid of, and boom, put the tier 2 rocket there. A lot more majestic. That guy there. Now, did this... Okay, so these do retain their fuel, so that's on display there. Now, it's not like a way to turn it, which is kind of a bummer. But, tier 2 rocket. Now, this should... Filling up? Yep. Okay, so not that one. We got to make sure that our outpost is ready to rock. So let's fill up these guys. Do we have more of these? Ooh, there a... Do we take a full stack of those? Glass, we've got a full stack. You know what? Let's take... Okay, we do have 2 stacks. Let's get 2 stacks of glass, 2 stacks of that. We don't need 2 stacks of glowstone. Have any more of this? There. Factory blocks. I have everything necessary going to... So I'm going to make sure that there's 2 stacks of everything, except for like glowstone. We're only using... All right, this should be everything that we need. We've got some energy, we've got oxygen, leaves, everything to build our base. I also got a drawer here with 2 upgrades, so we can put 2048 stacks of the Mars regolith. The only other thing that I'm going to need is we've got our teleporters, so we can easily get back and forth. I should, if I take this guy, this is our home coordinates. So I should be able to put a teleporter on Mars and then teleport home. I did craft up some extra energy cells and enchanted them with holding some power. I could take it. If I make a kit, it's going to be powered. This is not. Click it. That down. Click it. That's a significant upgrade. Also not full on power. Okay, that's totally... I could wire it up with the solar panels. Yeah, so we've got our thermal padding. We've got our super hot drinks that are going to get us there. I've got EFLNs and materials to craft up those so we can get another stack and always reach back home. Our indexer remote here. And that should be everything we need to go to Mars. If I check, I think in here is our checklist, our pre-launch checklist. So we're not going to the overworld space station, but we are going to Mars. Got the oxygen suit and the suit. Fantastic. Haven't gone to Mars yet, but we will be going there. That should everything. Able to get there, copy and paste our outpost structure down. Still got that. And yes, we've got a backup. This is a little bit of an awkward placement for my my pipe there, so I should probably move that. It did pose a little bit of a hurdle to get around. But I think because this is only one block wide, you know what? I might have to go a little bit. Let's get. So I'm gonna make. Okay, that should do it. And yeah, let's blast off. I think we've got everything. Our quarters in here. We're actually, before we go into space, I want to upgrade our armor. Now, this should be as simple. Just placing this down. I do have a backup. I did make a backup, so we should, hopefully, just be able to do this. Over there. Hopefully, I'm not going to have a sleeper come out and give me any issues, but... Okay. Now, this area is protected by the chunks. Chunk claiming. So, should not be a catastrophe. That's not great. Oh, what's going on? Oh. I don't have a good weapon. Okay, well, that was close. Okay, so what am I gonna do about that? Because I honestly expected that to work. I did not expect him to just rip through mob farm like that. I was expecting that to kill him. All protected, right? Yeah, this is all claimed and whatnot. Maybe I'll just try one more time and hope that that actually kills him. I don't know. The reinforced obsidian. I could make this. We have a glass. Actually, the hardened glass. The hardened glass should. Yes, it should. I'm certain that it'll will, but we're gonna try it. Oh, I don't need that. Let's close this off. Uh-oh. It's not great. This is a little bit of a catastrophe. Okay. Okay, so I'm out here in the wilderness. Protected chunk, or allegedly protected. Okay, so this is covered. And what I should be able to now, hopefully. Chunk again. Yep, we're claimed chunk. Should be and 30. Hopefully, this works better. Shouldn't go anywhere. Maybe I'll have to move up. Okay, there we go. It just, for some reason, takes 2 hits to kill it. But, yep, there's our nether star. So, we go real reckless here. Why not? I think I can get one more in. Put this here. Run away. No issues? Alright. Bam. 6 nether star. That'll be enough to put mending on all of our gear. And I don't really need any. Okay. Let's head back home. I'll leave this here for future wither killing. I think home. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any particularly useful things for the nether star. I mean, we could get the dragon egg, but not really using all that much. I said I don't think worried, but I don't think kills, so we need 4 max. Gonna take a little bit of time, but I'll let those guys craft up, and then we'll be able to fix up our sleep. Okay, now good. This is just a bit more level. Actually, we're gonna if I stand up to give me 9, so I'm not wasting it. Go. Pop those in there. What I made up, just put there, and that fully fixed up. Full durability. Sweet. Put this in there. And that means our enchantments are all fixed up. Might make sense to put some protection on there. What else is heat protection? Last stand would, but I could get protection. Just iron and books. Go all the way to section 4, so that 2 of these, 4 of these, 8. So 16. I think we're just gonna roll with it. Don't think protection is gonna be completely necessary going to Mars. Let's wait. There are 4 different circuits, so ours can just. Okay, so we should now be ready. Go to their backup. All right. Hit lift off. Like the audio. I don't know why the audio doesn't work here on Earth. Works in space. I think we'll be able to get around our pipe there. All right. Here we go. 2, 1. Boom. Lift off, and we're going to Mars. Goodbye, base. Base is coming up. Should be able to teleport once we get there. Be able to teleport home. We just have to save our location there in Mars. Teleport back home. Awesome. And this rocket is a lot faster. Get the altitude we need it to be. Go into the map. So we're going hard. And moon there. Let's see, gravity 40%. The day length is a little bit longer. It's way colder. Of atmosphere. All right. Ooh, that's gonna take a go. Our little lunar lander balloon, not lunar. Yes. Boing. Steer this. So once we come out of this thing, facility down quick. Buttons fumbling over board. Of course, it is nighttime. Gravity is decent. I want to go like higher ground. Oh, and our something walking up behind me. Establish. Oh, slime. Oh, hello. All kills. It's got kills. Isn't it? Favorite food? Steel. Get to them? All right. Well, come on, Paul. Eric, follow me. Okay. All right, let's get our little space outpost set up. I like the idea of putting it here, but there's a air ground. Is there? I didn't even look. Paul, Eric. Where to be found, buddies? Grab buckets. So I got those. Cool. Ouch. Balloons to go away. Fighting with the skeletons. Should have put power on my. Let's come up here. Actually, higher peak, I think. Mountains over. Okay, so if we place down this guy, put it down here. Pick up that outpost right there. Probably should not have ran here, but we're good. So let's pick up our little box. Place down, grab our door there, and let's get to work. Get the outpost set up. Okay, so got oxygen set up. We are pretty much ready to rock with that. We've got plenty of that. Our facility here is set up, so we don't have to worry about that. Our solar panels We are a net positive, so 3 solar panels is enough. Now, I'm not certain if it'll be enough to carry us through the night, but we're not going to be here for an amount of time. I did go ahead and get our helipad down, so what I should be able to do is fill this up, and I should be able to click this block here to say Mars. And if I put in here home destination, we've got our reagent for our resonant ender. And let me claim the should be able to just teleport home. It's like there's meat. Are these just full meteor? Fallen meteor? Yeah, I think it's the same. So I believe we can just teleport home. Oh, sick. Sick. And now we can just take this guy and say, hey, we're Mars. And let's fill this up. Yep. Teleport. Oh, yeah. And how much did that use? It only uses 50 millibuckets? Nice. Oh, hey. Paul is back. Eric's still out there. I don't know what Eric's doing. Let's see. And we are very cold, so let's see. What is the superhydrate? Our temperature currently is to 6. What's up, pretty? So what I've got to do now is collect the... Check out our EFL. See how well these... If I just blow up one of these guys... Ooh, holy... That got us regolith, cobblestone. Now let's see. This Mars stone, regolith. I think I need another I think I'm gonna need counter difference in size. These out. Those in there. That should be plenty enough. Then here we can go regolith, fine regolith, with fine regolith. Sweet. Blow that up, collect a bunch of it. Now I should make... Ooh, really well. That might make more sense to have a backpack, but I think we'll be gather up all of this. We should be kind of dragging it behind us. Awesome. Already got a decent amount of that. So each one of the basically, so yeah, we're sitting in good shape already. So I'm gonna go through and do a bunch of mining, and I'm probably actually just gonna like scoot across the surface with mobs spawning under. But I'm basically gonna like fill up this drawer, and then we'll go from there. And I'll probably want to stay across the top, so I think it'll... like we can get... Take a look. There are dungeons here, ours, that we need. Ice. There are dungeons here that we need to find. There's spaceship here of rocket. But yeah, I'm gonna go and fill up drawers. Look around. It's gonna be really similar to the moon, but I need to fix my survivability. Alright, back. Finding a big tunnel down here. A little bit of bedrock there, but you can also see we've got dash ore. So that's nice because we do need that. We need that to start the end steel, but I think once we have a little bit of end steel, we don't actually need it. I don't think there's any ores here that, but we've got our cobblestone and our stone. Got some dash ore. Now we can. There is a way to get this. The dash. Yeah, once we get the atomic reconstructor, we can just turn red coal. That's why I had a red coal automation back at the base. So that should go in there. I don't know if that stone is. Maybe, would it be better if... It would not be better for me to... The stone, it is definitely better for me to break it. So I just threw a bunch of EFLNs over here, down this tunnel, and it's kind of dropping down the tunnel. Weird, the glider, for some reason, when I right click it, it does that like notch, but so we got a bunch of resources here. We might even, I don't know, maybe it would be worth it to mine down here at Bro. Where? Oh, did I leave my freaking door up there? Really? Where did that... No, really, what happened? Oh, that's so weird. Like, I've got, like, thousands of this stuff here. Let's see, 20,000, 8,000. So each one of these cobblestone is 1 meteoric iron. This is 2 and this is 3. So I feel like we probably have enough meteoric iron. I think I have enough dash. Because I need just enough dash to get enough end steel to craft into plates to make the constructor. So this should be doable now. And once I have this, I've got basically unlimited dash. So I think we're good to go. I just need to get out of here. Find a nice, decent spot. Get up through. Oh. Maybe? Maybe not. Way. There we go. And then I can actually show you the little tunnel that I carved out. So we went all the way to here, and I was like, you know what? I got to dig down because I need dash. So this is our little mining tunnel. So we got a couple of thousand ores from that. But I think we're all good. And did I chunk load this? Yes, I did chunk load this. So now we can just teleport home. Let's take that guy, and then if we have to come back here, we can. Super easy. This will just, boom, take us right home. And if we need to, we can go back to Mars. Paul did follow us. I don't know why Eric did not, but it's whatever. So we've got everything we need there. These ores, I'm just going to this crate over here because we don't need them. And let's see. I don't need all these super hot drinks onto them. Might end up needing them. I did get a creeper head too from creeper. Don't need those. Don't need those. What I need to do now is build a little processing line, pulverizers, to process this. All right, here's our little setup here. We've got our cobblestone, our regolith, and our fine regolith. Those are all being pulled out of here, put into these 3 pulverizers. I'm trying to get the balancing just right, because without a filter, like a counting filter back here, this guy, the limited item filter, which needs the Z logic controller, which needs slice and splice, and I'm not quite here yet. I think I could make this happen. Yeah, I could make this happen. Right, let's see. Yeah, actually, this should be actually almost doable. I don't have energetic alloy just yet, but we are getting there. So that's automated. That is being pumped. Those items are being pumped. I did do some reorganizing. That's there. So we've got 5 stacks of conductive iron. So we're moving through. I did readjust these like I said I was going to. So we've got the pieces and the chunks all in one. So this is a bit more compact. And then I moved the drawers from upstairs to here. I'm not 100% satisfied with the way I've rewired all this conduiting too. Impulse item ducts just makes it a little bit easier. Not 100% satisfied with where this pipe comes up, so I might try and move that at some point. I don't know where to or from or what. I don't know, maybe it'll just stay there. Not sure yet. But I did replace these, or I guess I didn't replace them, but went ahead and put a structure down here because I'm going to put some more machines here, I think. Some more automations. I'm probably going to move a high oven up there for making steel, but I'm not sure that it's going to be necessary. To get a look at our quest book, we need end steel next, which takes, it's a high oven recipe. It takes grains of infinity, end stone, and dash, and the dark steel. So what we need to do, take this guy, because this high oven is going to be what we're going to use for that. So to make this, if we take a look, making the end steel, it's a 1-to-1 on dark steel, it's a 1-to-1 on unrefined dash, and a 1-to-1 on grains of infinity. The end stone has a chance not to be used as... Okay. I haven't gone into coal coke, but this guy's already heated up all the way. I do need a hopper. And what I'm going to do... So I've got 44 unrefined ash. Let's see. Those will go in there. So that's going to get pumped in there. Those are going to get melted down. And then that is going to get us our end steel. And this is, yep, it's a hit cast. So this is going to get us end steel. There we go. That will complete that quest. That'll give us 8 more. Sweet. And to get the atomic reconstructor, we're going to need some plates, some chassis. Those need more plates. And I think this will be enough end steel. We're going to need a dropper. What's this? Atomic radio isotope 4? Look at that. I don't know. Let's take those. Let's take some dark steel. So we need 2 plates. That's 8, 10 plates in total of dark steel. Too bad. To you. So I should be able to pop the to here. That'll get that. And actually, you know what? I think this still has. Yeah, that's actually nice up. Slight problem. So the plates we can see here, instead of taking it takes a gem. A little bit of a bug on the crafting recipe side. What I'm planning on doing up here, actually moving this automation stuff up to there. Got my plates. And get 18 of these. Let's have any didn't know about right away. It's like a bunch of good uses. Probably crafting a lot more of these. But I can do this and bam. And then atomic reconstructor, spatial modificulator. Now this guy is going to take a little bit of work to automate. Automatic precision dropper, which means dropper those guys, and we're also need pressure plates. Leave a gold one, fine. Like the lightweight pressure plate. So if we do this, that on there, and dump a bunch of items in there, oops, not near our magnet. I'll just have to put filter on the magnet. Then if we take this guy, and I think we could probably automate her. Let's see. It might actually work like that. Gonna charge? No, because there's not a conduit there. And out of conduits. Really? No. Yeah, here in my backpack. If I do that and disable that item stuff, because it doesn't get items. Grab a redstone torch. Turn that on to pulse. And I think grab some of this red coal. Let's blacklist magnet. Blacklist red coal. Pop that in there. That should work. Yeah. Picked up the unrefined dash. I need to blacklist that as well. But I can put a vacuum hopper here. And then lock that to dash. Place that there. Place that there. To output there. If I do this, will this just work? No. This needs a filter.
Okay. So we need... Put the magnet back on. This vacuum hopper is not going to work, but... Item... Where is it? From this guy here. Item allocator? Is that correct? No. Accumulator. There we go. That's what we want. And what do we have that we... Almost everything. Ice frame. Bam. Bam? Yeah, look at that. And this... Does this have an auto push? Oh, it does. If I do this, I change a filter, so whitelist, unrefined depth. That is going to auto output. Now this should work. Can I see, like, what's the range? Figured. Clock sucks. Okay. Doesn't really have a range. But it is filling that up. Which is good. The only problem is it will run indefinitely when I hook this up to red coal. And it's making a lot. We do have a muffler, but I don't really want to, like, muffle all the sounds over. We could make one. Yes. 8 planks. Okay. Yes, for now we could just put there. That'll make it extra quiet over here. You can still kind of hear it. And basically, all I need to do now is grab a filter. Guys, and we'll go here on an insert for red coal. Are you going to get red coal? Because this doesn't have an extract. Extract always. There we go. And then if I set a couple of drawer upgrades in here. Should have us working for a while until I figure out a way to turn this off, to turn this proper off that makes sense. I could move this drawer. I don't know. For the time being, we could just shut it off with a lever. So once we get Fine Dash built up, we'll flip that off. What we're filling up right now is this drawer, which is set up filtered on this guy, so that we can just make endstone. We can make tons and tons of endstone. So we could take a lot of this electrical steel, throw this electrical steel in here, and we could take this dark steel, throw the dark steel in there, and then that's gonna make more and more end steel. So we are set up and ready to rock. Infinite dash. Yep, already knew about that. Go ahead and throw this bam in there. And look at that Enderman. What are you doing up there, bud? That is not... Oh. Now he's standing over there. He loves to stand on top of pipes, apparently. So now that we also have the infuser, we can make signalum, which... Oh, wait, no, not signalum. We can make... that away and drop there. Do magnet that off. Let's drop that in there. Take all of this out. Drop that in there. Turn off. Whole bunch of nonsense. There we go. Yes, let's go. Boom, energetic alloy. Drop that back off in there. Put these back in there. And this guy's back to work. On. Way. Alloy. It gave Nalum, which is nice. Boom. And this is what we need to our next tier of circuit. So I'm going to have to set up another atomic reconstructor. And I can probably, honestly, just put it on the other side of this. Because this sag mill doesn't need to go right here. I was testing it out. And actually, it turns out I was trying to see if it was better to use pulverizer or the sag mill. And it's better to use the sag mill. I'm having power issues. Throttled through. But I think this thing is used. I'm going to turn that off for now. Because I think we have a dash. 4 stacks. Yeah, got enough. All of this dark steel. That's good. I'm going to have to upgrade my power coming through here. I did upgrade with some more biofuel generators. I've got an energy cell here. This is enchanted with holding. Cool tip, sparkly. But I do need to replace all of these wires with next flux duct. This one can only transfer 1,000. The other one can transfer 4,000. And just now that we've got our machines over here, we're just chewing through more power. We're creating the power, but we just can't transfer it fast enough for everything to run. So I think what I'll do between the episodes is automate this. I'm going to have to put this into a compacting drawer. And I'm going to figure out, I might actually move this. I might actually move that over here. So I can have room for some redstone stuff. Turn those off. I don't know. What do we need? Where are we? As far as getting stuff for applied energistics. To get the controller, we need processors. So we need the circuits. We've got dark steel. That's not a big deal. Silicon, we have engineering. That's Inderium. That one would. Logic unit. Yeah. Don't quite have. I don't think I'm going to be moving from that either. So we just need to automate this guy. Okay. And the vibrant alloy is just Inderium alloy. So I think I'm also going to set up an Enderman spawner. I don't think we have their pearls. So Enderman spawner and these 2 alloys. Energetic alloy and the vibrant alloy. Those need automated. Okay, fantastic. And we're getting closer and closer towards the end of the pack here. We have to go to Venus to get a couple of things, but close to the end of the pack. 64 meteoric iron I can take. I don't want to pull it out of there. You know what? Yeah. Better. And then I'll just throw it into the production smelter here that I've got. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button. That helps a lot. And let me know in the comments what you think of the base so far, and if there's something that I'm missing, something that I haven't talked about, let me know in the comments down below. All right, thanks for stopping in.